and welcome back to Makeup, Masking, and Murder. We're here for another episode. I'm here with Harlan Evans. How do we know each other? No, I'm just kidding. We're cousins.
Since birth, basically.
Yeah. But we actually had like the same friend group in high school, so we became pretty close. As I pull out one of those wooden signs and give it to you, that's like family by blood, friends by choice. No, so extra. But yeah, so he has got some spooky stories for us today.
I'm excited to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, this will be fun.
So we'll just start out with our product spotlight as usual, though, and I can go first. So this week's a little different than usual, but I am doing the Elta MD laser enzyme gel. I am in the process of getting a tattoo removed right now.
Really?
Yeah.
What tattoo? The heart?
No. It's so I don't think I've even told you about this one.
Yeah,
I got
not.
this really shitty tattoo on my rib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't even had it for a year. Have I told you about it? It's like these wildflowers, and it like. So I was on a trip with a friend, and this was like good growing up lesson to like say what you're actually feeling, but I just like didn't have good vibes with the artist, and I feel like he wasn't really getting what I wanted, and I was like, I want it like, I mean, you know, my other tattoos are tiny.
Yeah.
I wanted it like 2 inches max. It's like 4.
Oh.
I wanted single needle. It's for sure not single needle. Like it's so thick. I'll show
Oh.
you after. It's so bad. And then I actually won a tattoo removal from a lace spa.
Nice.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
you gotta
giveaway
use
on
that.
Instagram. So I was like, yes, I've been safe. So yeah, I have an appointment today, so I'll be in a lot of pain. But this is amazing. It's very like cooling for, honestly, I think it'd even be good for like tattoo healing. Like when you get a fresh one. Yeah, but it's very cooling and calming, and yeah, I'm a fan. It's not too sticky, so yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, here, show it to you.
Yeah, I would love to see
Well, and
that.
you have the coolest tattoos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and picking, not to get super off topic, but picking a tattoo artist is like a bigger deal than people think.
Oh,
than
for
people
sure.
make it out to be.
Well, and it was one of those things that was like, we had like a referral, and actually my friend went first, Cammie. You know Cammie.
Yeah.
She went first. Hers is sick. Like, I love hers. I just feel like me and the guy, like, didn't vibe well. Like, he showed me the first design, and I was like, no. And then he showed me a second, and he was, like, so irritated, and I should have just, like, walked out right then.
Yeah, because some artists get some ego complex where they think they're just the coolest thing to hit the earth.
Yeah.
And
and
I
he
mean,
was the worst.
yeah.
I full on left crying. Like, I knew that
yeah,
second.
that
I was
sucks.
like, I don't want this on my body. And it's super weird. My body, like, here, I'm going to show you a picture. But it, like, swelled up. Like, I've shown, like, multiple people, and you having tattoos, you probably will be like, yeah, I've never seen this. But it bruised like crazy.
Was it just one session? Mm-hmm. How long was it? Because I know the
probably
ribs.
like 20 minutes.
Oh, really? That quick?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is like small. Like, you'll still think it's small, I think, but I mean, my heart fits under a dime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and tattoos don't have to be huge to, get what you want.
No, totally. But yeah, it like bled. Like, it's so ugly. You're gonna, but I'll show you later. But yeah, it's bad. So
that's cool.
it. Yeah.
Have you used it for things other than tattoos?
No, but I've only had it a little
laser
while.
enzyme gel. It's probably very specific to
like lasering.
laser procedures.
Yeah, but I like even feel like if I burned myself like on like
Yeah.
a pan or something, I would probably reach for that.
Totally.
Because I don't know, it's really nice. I like the way it feels. Do you have any new tattoos since I've seen you last?
No, well, and I was gonna say too is I've been looking for a new artist for the next one I want, but
What do you want?
it's gonna be a volcano.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Going up from your, what do you
Well,
call that?
originally I wanted it to go down towards my wrist and kind of dot out, but then, you never are just like that all the time with your
Yeah.
arm, and I didn't want this like upside down volcano. So
I'm gonna post pictures of his tattoos if he'll let me, because he's got the sickest tattoos.
Thank you. Yeah, you can.
Okay, we'll take a selfie, get him in
Cool.
there.
Let's do it. Should I do this?
Yeah.
Cool.
So what's your product?
So I brought a cologne that my girlfriend actually got for me 2 years ago, but I saw it in Whole Foods and it looked pretty cool. One of my favorite scents is like pine trees, I think.
Yeah.
Like candles, even when it's not Christmas time.
Yeah. Can I smell it?
Yeah. So it's called Forest, but it's by Urban Cowboy. Ooh. And they have like they have like 2 or 3 other scents. I think one's called like Mountain and one's Fog. They're very like naturey like that.
I dig it.
Yeah, feel free to spray it.
And I like their branding too.
Yeah, and so they're vegan, and I tried their deodorant, and it did absolutely nothing, to be honest. So don't do the deodorant, but the cologne I really did like.
Okay, so one more time, what's the brand called?
It's called Forest, but the company is Urban Cowboy. So cool. Forest is more like not flavor, the scent.
The scent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Well, and you picked it up at Whole Foods?
Whole Foods or Amazon, which I guess are the same thing.
What's like the price point?
Ooh, I don't think it was super expensive, actually. I think it was like $20.
Oh, that's great.
For cologne.
Yeah. That's so good for
and
cologne.
And it lasted me about 6 months.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I don't do it every day because I don't need to wear cologne every day. But
yeah. Okay, I love that. Also, don't you love how, well, I don't know if you know this, but someone just told me this and I feel like it's life-changing. Did you know if you order something on Amazon, you want to return it, you can just go to Whole Foods and return it?
No way.
Jaw drop. Like, insane, right?
That is, even if it's like, I don't know.
Like Britain's Traeger broke. And I'm like, do we take it to Whole Foods?
And they returned it?
Well, no, we haven't done it yet. But like anything. Yeah, anything. Someone was telling me about it. Like, it doesn't have to, not like food or anything. Like, anything. Like.
So, like.
Because I guess Kohl's. Yeah, because they're all, I don't know.
Is Kohl's owned by Amazon
apparently.
Too?
I don't know. But, so someone told me that, and then I looked it up, and yeah, it's there. So.
Well, the more you know. I'm going to have to try that with just the most obscure.
I know.
Item.
Order, like, I don't know.
Well, Emerson's into guns, so he's always buying like gun things. Imagine returning like a silencer to Whole Foods, the most like liberal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Kohl's is.
Oh.
When did that happen?
Yeah, they'll take Amazon returns. Brad is showing us on the computer. So impressed.
Wow.
Okay, if Emerson does this though, I want to come watch this because that's hilarious.
Okay, so Amazon owns everything now.
Amazon owns the world.
Well, isn't actually Bezos, isn't he doing some space stuff competing with
Elon Musk?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's actually starting to do some of that.
Oh my gosh, we got to do a full episode on that, honestly. Elon Musk's mission to Mars. Have you heard his layout of what it is?
No, is it crazy?
Okay, so basically, he wants to this was something I listened to, and it came out about 2 years ago, but he thinks we'll all be on Mars by, 2022. Well, not all of us, sorry. A good amount of people. And so we've got to take this first mission. Just load up all these people. But those people, he literally says, will for sure die. But they will, lead the way for the next people.
So it's, for humanity, you know?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Well, doesn't it take...
But what does that mean? What about them dying just means automatically the next people will get there? That's what I don't get.
Well, doesn't it take two-ish... It takes a while to get to Mars. Yeah.
Probably. But, yeah, and then it's just supposed to be, these glass, domes, and you can't really leave. I don't know.
On Mars?
His plans probably changed. I had listened to an episode of Time Suck. Have you listened to that podcast?
Mm.
I'll send you the episode, but I was just like, this dude's crazy.
I mean, honestly, better that than some of the other billionaires, I suppose. You know?
I don't know. He seems bizarre.
He does seem bizarre.
For sure.
But he could be worse.
Okay, well, so I just did a Would You Rather episode with these girls from a beauty podcast, and this kind of, all ties in, but I'm going to ask you your question on this. So, would you rather... have to go get to live on Mars for the rest of your life, never be able to come back though, or live on Earth the rest of your life but never be able to leave Earth, but everyone else is everyone's vacationing on Jupiter.
But I could never come back.
You can never come back.
I can't go vacation to Pluto or anything.
No, you're just on Mars, but you live in space, but you're kind of just in this globe.
I guess I would go live on Mars because...
Really?
I mean, I've lived on Earth.
Yeah.
I might as well try something else. I don't know.
I dig that. I'm going to be real. You're the first person who said that. And I asked like 10 people.
I mean...
I love it.
Otherwise, you'd be sitting your whole life, and then you'd be 80, and you'd be like, man, why didn't I go to Mars?
Yeah.
Because, you died on Earth?
Yeah.
I mean, if you had that opportunity...
Yeah. See, I think my reason that I'd say I'd stay, though, is because it's like, oh, you can go to Europe, you can go to Asia,
that's true.
It's like, you're just looking at the same...
And I guess it depends, like, are you alone on Mars?
Well, yeah, are you with, like, your family, girlfriend, wife?
If everyone else like, kind of... If a huge population were also on Mars, maybe there'd be, like, a new... I mean, they don't have continents
just a great
there,
crew.
do they? I don't know. Just, like, 10 buddies, Mars.
Love it.
You good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just... like music festivals, like fire festival, but on Mars. Oh my gosh. Okay, have you seen all the Area 51 stuff?
Is that still going on?
It hasn't happened yet.
When is it supposed to happen?
September 20th.
I know it was like really big like 3 weeks ago, and then I haven't heard anything about it since.
Well, because I don't know. Do you think people are going to show up?
I feel like
I wonder if this episode will probably come out after. We're like talking about the great Area 51 massacre. Oh, savage. But I saw this meme. What was it? Okay, because you know all about like Fire Festival and stuff, right? Have you watched those Who documentaries?
I kind of refuse at this point. I kind of get what it is, but
Okay, so there was a meme, and it's like the picture of the guy from Fire Festival, and it's like, we're bringing you an exclusive Area 51 experience, 50,000 round trip, flight in a UFO, gourmet meals, and your personal take-home alien. Amazing.
That sounds like a great trip.
But I'm like in the Facebook group, I'm not even gonna lie.
Are you?
And people are like, okay, carpooling from like Denver, carpooling from like Kansas, like they're doing it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure.
Good on them. They can't stop us all. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we were born loving paranormal things.
Yeah.
Like my dad, the stories he tells me. Does your dad tell you stories?
Well, no, my dad's very religious, so that stuff is like satanic actually. So yeah. I actually didn't start liking paranormal stuff until I guess, well, probably like my preteens is when I started to like be a little creeped out by it, but in a good way, you know, like fascination. Yeah. But what did your dad tell you some cool stories?
No, well, I just remember having hammered into me, like, I swear if you touch like a Ouija board, you're not allowed in the house.
Yeah, my mom said that too. She's like, do not bring that into the house.
So did your dad ever say anything? Because I swear on my life, our dads and all their brothers, there had to be some reason that my dad is so...
You know, like if grandma and grandpa ever like deviled and something like that, you know?
Well, or if the boys did, they just brought one home. I mean... The stories 70s, they tell, 60s, they were, I don't know. But, yeah, I feel like my dad's always, like, been super fascinated by that stuff and always told me, like, ghost stories and stuff. So, but, yeah, I think it's just our family.
Yeah, I mean, I think my family definitely took a different take on it. Of, like, that stuff is out there and it's real, but it's, like, stay away from it. Stay away. Yeah, more than, like, the fascination of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so tell us your stories. I'm excited to hear these.
So 2 of them are in the same trip, and then the other one, which probably I won't be able to do justice on a podcast because it's actually a video on my phone.
Well, we can throw the video up on the socials for sure if you're down to share it.
I am.
And yeah, you'll have to show me.
So the first 2 stories are probably about 4 years ago. And Megan, my girlfriend, and I went to Las Vegas just for, I think it was spring break or something. Okay. And so we're going, or let's say it's like the 4th or 3rd night. It's one of the last nights we're there, and we're asleep.
Were you staying in like a hotel or Airbnb?
It was a hotel. It was kind of one of those hotels where, like, it has a kitchen and like it's like, you know what I mean? Like more live-in. Yeah. So it's one towards the last night, and we've had a pretty good trip so far, and we're asleep in this room that we were kind of sleeping on the pull-out couch for a long time. Okay, so we're switching rooms because I remember Sage and Emerson, my brother and sister-in-law, were with us as well, and they had to head back a night early, so we let them have the bed for 2 nights, and we got the last 2 nights. So this was our first night in this new room on the bed.
Okay.
And we're asleep, and this is where I kind of preface, however you want to say that word, that sometimes people, when I tell them this story, they think sleep paralysis. And I think 50% it could be, 50% it couldn't be.
Yeah. Have you ever had sleep paralysis before, though?
Never, and not after.
Well, and I think, and it's been 4 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's something that usually reoccurs.
Well, and so let me just tell you how the events played out, and then you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
So we're both asleep, and you know when you're asleep where you're kind of drifting in and out a little bit, like you're present, but like you can think that you're asleep, but you're asleep. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
So I'm asleep like this, and all of a sudden I feel like this pressure on me, and that there's this thing like at the foot of the bed, and I can't move. And that's a huge thing in sleep paralysis.
Wait, I'm not kidding. I just got chills.
So I can't move.
Already?
And I feel like this thing that's at the foot of the bed is like coming closer towards me. And I'm trying to like wake up, and I can't. I'm trying to like scream.
Okay, wait, so
anything.
eyes open or closed?
My eyes are still closed
at
this point. So I'm asleep, but I know like almost like
you
lucid
feel
dreaming.
it.
I knew I was asleep, but I knew like I was not being allowed to be woken up for some reason. So I'm just like, I feel like I'm just like stuck in concrete. I can't move. I can't speak. Eventually, like I start saying Megan's name, like Megan, and louder, Megan, until finally Megan wakes up to me like yelling her name, Megan, like Megan. And I woke up finally, and like I still felt like there was something in there, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And she kind of just like scratched my back or something till I fell back asleep. So then Megan, I'll just say this part for her story, said that she couldn't sleep after I had fallen asleep because she wanted to make sure I was okay. And she said that she also felt like the room kind of get darker, and this kind of like the way that the bed was shaped was we were in the center, most like rooms, and then the door was in the corner, and she felt like this darkness kind of in that corner, and she like couldn't, the room got colder, like she could not move again. She was almost like dealing with what I just dealt with, but she was awake for it. And
it wasn't as close.
It wasn't as close. It was like it almost had just like come into the room. And she was raised LDS, so she's not like Catholic or anything. So I don't know what made her say this, but probably like scary exorcist movies. But she started saying like, "By the power of Christ, I compel you to leave." And she, at first it was the same.
Full on. I've said that too, and I don't know where I got it. Probably movies, the same.
Exorcism stuff. So, and again, she couldn't say it the first time. Like she could not move and she couldn't speak. But then eventually she started saying it louder and louder until she yelled it one last time, and she said it was like a vacuum had just like sucked this like dark out, and then she fell asleep like 5 minutes later.
Okay, so I'm not being dramatic. I'm just setting the scene. My mouth has gone dry. The hair is standing up on the back of my neck. Like, no, that gave me full chills. That is terrifying. And I think, okay, you said, sleep paralysis. You wouldn't both get it. They're obviously...
See, that's the thing, is whenever...
If it was just you, maybe.
Most of my stories have been with Megan and I, and we both address them at different times. And that's what gives me... I mean, in my mind, credibility for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I wasn't just thinking that, or that wasn't just like, and she told me that the next morning, and she's not just like, messing with me.
No.
She doesn't, she's not like that. So.
No. Did you hear her yelling at all?
No.
No, you were just
out. I was out, I guess.
Are you a heavy sleeper?
I am.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's scary. So, and I wish Megan was here. We have to have her next time for sure.
Yeah, so she might want to give her side of the story for that, but.
Yeah. The little part too.
So the next morning we're like, okay, like, let's go. So we were gonna stay another day, but we're like, well, we're just not feeling it.
Did Sage and Emerson have anything?
No. So they stayed in that room before we did, and we asked them, and they said nothing. So I don't know.
I don't know what it was. Looked up that hotel or anything? See if there was or was it kind of just some random,
it was kind of just some random, it wasn't Marriott like it was kind of like a family hotel, like it was
like a Hilton
decorated like
Marriott.
Mayan themed.
Yes,
yeah,
I see it now.
Yeah. So
Oh my gosh,
tons of little kids
that's
and
so
stuff.
spooky.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to go back in like the reviews and see if
anyone else had anything like that.
Yeah, that's scary. And you guys hadn't seen like a scary movie that
No.
day or anything. It was just completely
Just
out of the blue.
normal, out of
Oh
the
my
blue.
gosh. That's so scary. I'm glad that you guys are okay. That's terrifying.
So then I have another story that goes with that week.
Oh,
so
same week. Okay.
Megan and I drove to Arizona. And there's two different ways you can do that way. You can
do it through Kanab, Lake Powell, or you can go...
You can go through, like, Vegas.
Through Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first way we went down was through Vegas because...
Did you split up the trip? Like,
no. So Megan's friend, Maddie, is from Arizona, and she said to take this way because she's had some, and then this kind of can tie into some Skinwalker stuff, to not really drive through the Native American reservation.
Yeah.
Like at night. So.
Okay. And I remember you guys going on this trip. Didn't you like leave at night?
Yeah. So we left. Well, I mean, it's a 12, 14-hour drive from Salt Lake to Phoenix, and on our way there, we left at like 5 a.m, which is what you're supposed to do, and then our way back, which is when this event happens, we left at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And of course, that's when we decide to take and it was such a spur of the moment. So we're driving.
Well, and that route actually is shorter through Kanab.
Yeah, and I think it is. Yeah, it's like an hour shorter.
Yeah.
So we were taking this way, and I remember there's this specific split of like going the longer way or turning this way to go through the Native American reservation. And Megan said, like, and I think at this point it's like 1 a.m. So no one's really out on the road or anything. And at this, we're kind of tired. Like our conversations kind of died down. Not really much music or anything. And we're like, well, like we're tired. Let's just like go this way because we thought it'd be fine. And we turned there's like this, you go down this hill and then it turns, and then as soon as it goes around this big curve, it opens up to this straightaway. And we're driving, there's no one else really on the road, but it, like Arizona, I actually think I know what you're talking about.
I've made this drive a couple times this year.
Yeah, so and you kind of like go through, not like the
and there's
canyon.
Like no service.
Yeah, there's no service.
And
there's no lights, street lights or anything.
Yeah, no lights.
But the moon was out. It wasn't like completely dark outside. It was just normal night.
The hair's standing up on my arms.
So
you can full on see them.
So we turn the corner and we're not really talking or anything. We're just tired. But as soon as we go onto this, it opens up to the straightway. It got like heavy. And we weren't really talking before, but there was this silence that just...
Like a deafening
you could
silence.
hear the silence.
Yeah.
And it felt as though like the night got darker, and all I could see, and I was driving, and all I could see were just the headlights and the road and everything. It just seemed like everything just came closer. The car got a little bit colder, and we weren't doing AC or anything. It just like...
What month was this in, by the way?
Must have been August.
Okay. It's like a year ago. No.
No, I'm sorry. It was May. No, it was May, and this was 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just making all the assumptions.
No. I said it was August.
No.
For some reason. So it was May, and and I just remember like it was harder to breathe, and I just was like, I gotta keep driving. Like I can't pull over. I can't say like, I didn't want to acknowledge that there was maybe some sort of like evil out there that was like.
And you don't want to freak Megan out.
Right. And I was like, I don't know if she's feeling this too. And so we keep driving through this like just heavy darkness. It kind of finally feels like I can kind of breathe a little bit more, and we're still just very quiet. And I'm like, I can't just like not say something about what just happened. So I'm like, okay, like I don't want to freak you out, but like, did you feel anything back there? And she's like, I'm so glad you said something, because it felt like I couldn't see for a little bit. It felt like I could barely see anything in front. And she's like, it didn't even feel like we were in a car. It didn't feel like you were driving anymore. I was like, yeah. So that was that I would definitely recommend to not drive through
Yeah.
Native American reservation at night.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've never heard anyone describe anything like that.
Well, and it's not like super like scary, but it's just something that I had never felt before. And again, one of those things where we felt the same thing, but we felt it a little bit differently because we were in different positions and we both kind of addressed it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I feel like it's usually, you hear like the textbook, like, oh, like me right now, but like the hair stood up or I got chills or, so and so. Whereas that's such a different description that even scares me even more.
It was more confusing because it was like,
what's going on?
This is like weird.
Yeah.
And then you think like, okay, well, why is this weird? And it's like, okay, like, holy shit, this is actually pretty scary.
Well, and that your friend had like set the scene kind of. Yeah. But I bet you guys, I mean, she said that before. Did you have that on your mind much during the drive or not really? Like,
I didn't, honestly. It was just like I was tired. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm a skeptic myself. It's kind of like, well, maybe it really did just like get darker. I don't know how night can get more dark, but do you remember that, like, is it the solar eclipse that happened a couple years ago? Or last year? Yeah.
Was that not the weirdest? Sorry, but talking about like shifts, were you outside during it? And it was like clammy and weird. Like,
that felt weird.
Well, so it's like weird, but that was like this big shift that everyone knew was gonna happen. Like, I don't think that just like randomly happens.
Right.
Like, it doesn't just randomly. I don't know. I guess the universe is so big, we don't really know. But that's wild.
I don't know. I'll never like not stay to my story with that one though.
I love it.
That one was freaky.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I don't love that happened to you,
I
love that you're sharing it with us. That's so crazy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I have one more story. Can I share
story number 3, please do.
And let me pull up the video. So, I lived in this apartment last year, kind of close to the Gateway in Salt Lake. And it was a relatively newer apartment, so it wasn't like it was previously haunted or anything.
Yeah.
But the way that our house is set up, and I'll just show you guys. So, let me pause it. So there's a TV right here, and the couch is right here. The kitchen and the doorway is right here. And then this is like the bathroom, and then our room is right here.
Yeah.
So I'm watching TV or something. I think I'm playing video games. I don't really remember what I was doing. And
you can have the noise on it, kind of.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fine either way.
So Megan was out of town. This was December 21st. So this was like right around Christmas time.
Okay.
So she wasn't really like there a lot. So I don't know if this is like the bathroom and our room's right here. So. And
guys, we'll post this video if he's okay. We'll post it on social. So just take this in mind and then go watch it.
Yeah. So you'll just have to watch it. Yeah. So when we're in our room, our bed is facing this laundry room door right here. So we look out and it's right there. And there had been kind of some times where I kind of made a few jokes like, oh, like there's a ghost in our apartment.
Yeah.
And then like one time Megan really came to me and was like, hey, like I kind of like feel like there's something here too. And I kind of said, like, I really do feel like there's a presence here. I didn't feel like it was hostile or anything. I just felt like it was, like it was there. Existing.
Yeah.
And it felt like, because we first said this while we were in our room, it felt like it was, like, right in this area. It didn't feel like it was in the kitchen or the bathroom. It just felt like it was in this hallway. And there's these 2 double doors right here that are just, like, water heater or something.
Can I also say nothing scares me more than an open door that's dark in
right
there.
Yeah,
so that's just like blackness.
And that's the thing too, is when we would turn all the lights out, we would keep our door open for like the AC and stuff. It did feel like it was just like, again, like sometimes it would just get darker, like it would just feel darker than normal dark. Anyway, so I didn't really feel like any hostility towards it. That's why I wasn't really freaked out by it. And I feel like when you acknowledge something's presence, it kind of gives it more power.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm really into that. So I'm not going to say like...
Yeah.
That's why I tried making jokes out of it, which probably does give it
some validation. A little more.
You know?
No. But I get that for sure. I feel like when you're scared of something, well, like all the scary movies, when you're scared of it, it gives it more power to invade and just even be more susceptible
to be there.
to it.
So I'm home alone, and this says 11:50 p.m. So it's not super late. I'm like watching TV or playing video games or something, and no one else is in the apartment, but I feel like, you know, when you're watching TV, you can kind of see your peripherals a little bit. I kept thinking there was something like moving around on my right side. I kept having to look and be like, who the hell's in my apartment? No one's here.
Makes you feel crazy too when you just keep second guessing. But you're like, I feel like
I just kept. I literally have to kept. I think I was playing a video game. I kept pausing it and being like, "Is there like a hair on my face or something?" And eventually, I'm like, okay, like I think maybe it's this ghost that's just like hanging out.
Okay.
So I start recording while acting like I'm watching TV.
Oh, so you weren't even looking?
I wasn't even looking. I was just like, I'm gonna make this ghost think I'm not even paying attention to it.
Okay.
I was watching Criminal Minds. You hear that? Okay, I gotta find the part.
I love Criminal Minds.
It's so good.
Have you watched Mindhunter? Either of you?
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't seen the season 2 though. So
I just finished. No, I won't. I just finished season 1 last
season
night.
1's so good.
I just started it. Is it worth watching?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I had started it last year, and like I think the first episode didn't really set it exactly how it goes. Did you kind of feel like that, Harlan?
Yeah, the first episode.
I don't know. I was just kind of like,
feel like, who are all these random characters?
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets into
and then it gets into it, and it's like Ed Kemper, like these names you've heard of, and yeah, it's insane.
Okay, so this
Definitely
is another
recommend.
thing that I'll preface with. This very well could have been my camera phone accepting some light or something.
No, it's not. It's a ghost.
But I just feel like I've shown this to enough people, and you have to like really look at it. But it looks like something passes into the door.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to show you.
Okay.
Okay, so watch, like, right on where the door creases in, and you'll see, like, you see that?
Oh my gosh. And that's not just like camera spec. I was like
Right?
expecting little camera spec
No,
orb
no,
that everyone
yeah.
shows. That's full on
That looks like
you need to show Brad.
That looks
Okay.
like something's going inside the door. Okay, so I have to do it really slow. So it
And
looks
just
like it's
the
gonna
way
be right
it
there.
moves. Holy. So
Oh,
did-
right there.
I saw it.
You see it right there? This
Yep,
little
right there.
white, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, right there.
and
right
it
there.
seriously,
Mhm.
I was just expecting, the little dots,
crap.
the dust specks, the camera orb,
that
whatever.
doesn't look.
No, that's
It
completely
looked
different
like
than what I was
almost
expecting.
like a lighter colored like wisp like went into this door or something.
How did you watch it? Tell me about
Yeah,
you
okay,
watching it back.
so right after I took this video, I was like, okay, well, I guess like I'll watch it. And I actually took like 3 other videos, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
But, and those were kind of spaced out. Those like I would watch my show, and then I would do a video, and then I'd kind of keep going. This was the last video I took, and and you know what? There's even like a little patch right here, too. Right there.
Oh, that one was black.
Yeah. See that?
I'd say that one's even more like prevalent, like
You
easier
think
to
so?
see. Look at this one.
Okay. Same spot.
A little bit lower.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So I mean, again,
That
it
and-
could be like an iPhone camera
but
thing,
it wasn't on
doesn't-
any of your other videos.
And it's so.
It doesn't
it's
look like a
moving.
normal.
It doesn't look like a blotch. It looks like it's
No.
like this light thing. This thing that's moving. I don't know. So that one didn't really creep me out as much because it just felt like there was just something there. It didn't feel like anything huge. And so I look at it, and it was the same night that I was looking at it, and like my mouth was just open, and I was just like I gotta get out of here. Like it kind of freaked me out. So I think I did go and stay at my mom's house for a little bit.
I don't
was
blame
like,
you.
I didn't think it was like anything, but I was like, I just don't want to be, especially having it on camera. Like maybe that made him mad. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those are my stories. They're not super crazy, but...
No, but they are. And the thing is, when people come in with these huge, elaborate, crazy stories, you're like, this is played
Yeah,
out.
mine are very small.
Yours are small, but, like, relevant.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't feel like you're trying to scare me.
Did I
you're
tell
just
it okay?
Like,
Because I think that plays into it, too.
Exactly.
I try to set it up so that it's not like I'm just trying to get you scared. Like,
no,
I'm actually
not.
trying
You're a
to
skeptic.
tell. Yeah.
You're literally like, well, let me know if you see this. And I'm, like, screaming over
Yeah.
here. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That is insane. I have one that I kind of want to show you, and I actually have a video.
Oh, okay.
So I got to go to Iceland for work a couple years ago, 2 years next month, and we stayed. So we drove the whole country, and we stayed in a different place like every night. We were there for like a couple nights max, and there's this one place that we stayed in. It was built in like probably the 1700s, and it was this old farmhouse, and it was amazing, so beautiful. It had its own church and cemetery though.
Oh.
And it was October. It was, you know what? It was the week of Halloween. I think we actually stayed
so
here on
you were
Halloween.
like,
So kind of like
yeah.
setting the tone. But there were all these old photos too everywhere, which is like cool. But it's also like, I'm sorry.
Not cool.
Not
cool.
Your child from the 1800s looks kind of terrifying. And I actually don't have the photo of the child. But so me and my friend Jing, she was the model we went with, we stayed in a room together. And like the floors were really creaky, the ceilings were really low. Like we were just kind of egging it on, right? Like scaring each other. And like my heart is racing thinking about this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up this video. And so I'm just like kind of trying to scare her too, though, just like egging the whole situation on. And I start filming, and there's like these paintings on the wall, and I'll show you the video, but I'm just going through and going around, and I get to the lace, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of creepy. Like, what if there's something behind there, like these lace curtains? But right then, and it really is just like a small orb, but goes right past, and I'll show you. And I, like, Jean wasn't even seeing the video at this point, and she just sees me filming, I think she just saw my face, and she's like, what was that? Like, it was so scary, and honestly, like, it was a very short instant, nothing ever happened again, but...
Oh, that's enough. Sometimes...
And we were there 2 more nights, so I think we were just kind of like... we have to just be okay with this. You know what I mean?
And I think, like, giving
it the power. Yeah. And so this was the building.
Okay, that's terrifying. That's, like, right out of
the
village.
And
and
it probably was,
church.
like, I think civilization was, like, maybe an hour away. Like, we were out there. There was nothing. No one. We did not see anyone for, like, 3 days.
Think about, like... This might sound kind of, like, brutal, but think about how many people, like, have died there.
Well, they have their own cemetery, so I could go and count. Like
that's
okay,
like 300
so here's the video.
years.
So you see it's kind of like, chipped paint off the wall, like, oh, please work. Okay. Oh, like, look at that painting.
Yeah,
what is that?
That's horrifying.
And then... in the corner, did you see it?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, my gosh.
And this is something you recorded?
Yeah. Okay, so, here, I'll come over there.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's like, that almost seems like more tangible than my video.
No. And it could have been like dust, but the way it went up.
It kind of curves.
So see that in the corner?
Oh my gosh.
So this is the room.
Okay.
Like, shout out to that painting.
Okay. Oh.
That painting is pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that's spooky.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen the movie Annabelle, like the creation one?
Absolutely. I love those movies so much.
That's what that house reminds me of.
Yeah. Well, and it, like, I don't know. It was beautiful, but there was just something about it. And it was really cold and kind of musty, you know what I mean? But yeah, like so...
thick air. Yeah.
I'll post this video, too. It's just in the last few seconds, but... because I guess he'll just cut out everything we just said. So we'll kind of go back.
Okay.
So, I don't know how well it's okay. But yeah, it is kind of interesting how it just goes up in the corner, whereas I feel like dust usually goes straight across, right?
Yeah, it kind of.
Plus, it's not even like a full orb circle. It's just kind of like this.
It almost looks, it's just like this. Oh man.
Yeah, it's so scary, but.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, so a
Do you
few
have
years
another?
ago, no, not really, and I won't be able to explain this well, but it's an iPhone thing that was really freaky. So, it was an older iPhone, and I want to say it was a 4.
Okay.
So, like, kind of a while ago.
Yeah.
And, like, my phone was kind of freaking out, so I tried holding the power button to turn it off. And I've not been able to, like, find this anywhere or like, research it. I Googled it. As soon as my phone, like, started to go off, these, like, red-orange, like, symbols all across my phone, like, showed up for, like, 5 seconds. And then it turned off.
Like, what kind of
It
symbols?
was like this weird, like, V with, like, these lines here and then dots on each of the corners.
Have you looked up, like,
So,
what that symbol in general could be?
I tried to explain it on Google, but
It's hard, though.
And it could have been, like, some LCD
Yeah.
sensor or something, but it was just super weird.
That's so weird.
And I know, not something.
No,
super
but
crazy,
that's weird. And, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, this has been wild. These are great stories. You need to text me that video.
I will.
I wonder
I'll
if you
send it
could
to
even, like, do a screen record and kind of go back and forth in that
that's what
one spot.
Yeah, just do it back and forth.
Dude, it's been so good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for
so much
having
for
me.
coming. You're for sure going to be a repeat offender.
Awesome.
We need to get you and Megan on here for the Skinwalker stories you have.
Yeah.
Guys, that's going to be a good episode. I'm excited to hear these stories.
Yeah, she's got some good ones.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you have a good week. Don't get too scared. And yeah, bye.
Makeup, masking, and
This episode of Makeup, Masking, and Murder is written and brought to you by me, Abby Hill, with special thanks to our amazing production manager, Brad Neufeld. Our theme song and music is written by David Evanhoff, owner of David Evanhoff Sound Designs. Vocals by the amazing Emily Starr and David Evanhoff. Thank you to everyone who's made this possible, and we will see you guys next week.